Obesity's contribution to the existential meltdown. America's growing obesity feeds the existential meltdown. The consequences of diabetes or die. Obesity is a good analogy for many binges of the 20th century that are hangovers for the 21st century. Physical obesity is an American problem that is increasing rather than decreasing. Increased obesity increases the national cost of health care, food, and transportation. Obese people need more health care, which reduces availability of health care at more reasonable cost to healthy people. Obese people not only cost more to transport, but obese people require, like office and hospital furniture, larger equipment to handle the fat. The quality of life suffers from overweight people, not only from the inflation of prices for goods and services, but from the human interaction. Obesity reduces the problem-solving ability of an individual, like the onset of ADHD or Alzheimer's. Of course, we all know that gregarious, self-confident, and successful fatty, but this is the exception rather than the rule. Human interactions are strained consistently when the obese person goes on a diet. The mental pain, stress, and anxiety is the primary reason given for why a person does not successfully stay on a diet. To think a person does not share the tiredness of dieting with others is one of life's little lies. Dieting is like going through menopause, like a drunk or druggie drying out. The picture ain't pretty. While the immediate shared pain is not as great as withdrawal DTs, the duration of shared pain more than makes up for the quality of pain. While a drunk will be sober tomorrow, an obese person will not be slim for many mornings. Diabetes or die. The characteristics and consequences of obesity should be kept in mind as the following excesses of the 20th century are reviewed: financial bubble, executive compensation, manufacturing, stagflation, modern homes, construction mad cows, self-image, play ethic, energy, population bomb. The treatment of these existential obesities requires an insulin of hope that may not exist. The flip side of bad investment is not lost savings. That's the front side. That's like the lost money from buying and eating more food than you needed to be healthy. The financial flip side is lost employment and home. For one's bad investments, emaciated real production, and fattened unnecessary businesses. One's bad investments funded the misdirection of human time into unreal, symbolic business activity, finance, startups, etc. All these people in the new economy are walking wounded who cannot adjust to the real world. They continue to live in the unreal world, whining about the unfairness of life, while praying that the bull market will come back. New sources of financial diabetes is being created by the people who gave us 401ks and obese cash-balanced pensions. Foremost among the obese employees are the overcompensated corporate executives. Richard Parson, the head of AOL Time Warner, summed it up best in February 2002. There's still a lot of anger because of the money people lost in the 401ks and stock plans. And AOL is just a repository for that anger, he said. People are emoting and spewing, trying to get past it, but you never get over something like this. The best you can do is get beyond it. Parson can handle these flare-ups better than anyone. Too many people live, suffer, and die for the modern home, pushing themselves to buy housing they don't need, cannot afford, and cannot enjoy. To make house payments, many have taken well-paying jobs that they hate. Suburbia is a time bomb of obese hopes, an incubator of spouse and child abuse when not preempted by road rage. During the construction craze of the 1990s, when it needed to be built as quickly as possible, America suffered a lot of mad cow construction. This public and private construction will require high maintenance that will eat up dollars. obese construction begets a diabetic drain of money injections like the adiposic diabetic needing insulin injections. Compounding the problem is the laborer's attitude that they should be paid as much as
Why call it mad cow construction?
for doing even less work.
Would you eat the meat of a mad
Obesity
cow?
is the play ethic.
Would you give
replacing
the meat of a mad cow to a friend?
To anyone? Likewise with the construction of the latter 20th century. Only a fool would buy it, and only a fool would give the construction to someone else. Mad cow construction will waste and emaciate financial budgets. All people are being lied to about their worth. I am somebody. The world owes me. I'm okay. You're okay. People who need people are the luckiest people. The obesity of self-image will require a diet of honesty beyond the means of most before they die. An existential meltdown. People are worth less today than they recognize, far less than the person who survived depressions or survived slavery. Many will continue to waste time as they lie to themselves, weaving a web of deceit that will finally ensnare and destroy them. Foremost among those with inflated self-images are the spoiled brats who are new or recent to the workforce. This is a generation that cannot take care of itself, let alone the generation that went before it, which is, sadly, appropriate payback. Too many baby boomers really screwed up as parents. They thought that kids could raise themselves without time, sweat, and stress, or the golden word, no. Reversing this steady diet of misimaging will be as likely as an obese person recusing themselves from a candy store they just inherited. Contrary to popular opinion of teaching self-esteem to make the world better, humanity would not be facing an existential meltdown if we had erred on the side of humility. Many will continue to view play as work, that is, wasting their lives in non-problem solving pursuits, demanding that play should be rewarded with more money than those who engage in solving real problems, for example, sports. Humanity is very obese in the consumption of petroleum, some nations far more than others. Regardless of how quickly human beings adjust the burning of oil, Mother Nature will change the economics even faster. Humanity is like an obese person who plans to cut the food budget while the grocer permanently closes the store. Like an obese person starting a diet with the grocer closing the store, the population bomb will cause economic, social, and political hell for many years to come, even if all nations implemented a policy of one child after the age of 30. Humanity has already struck the iceberg with no human effort capable of saving all the passengers. In summary, too many people think the obese segments of their lives don't matter: weight, finance, home, self-image, play, and breeding. Yet these symptoms of fat gut reactions and of anorexic cerebral constipation will not stop the accelerating existential meltdown. Exceeding the excessive wasto-ergosum of obese bodies is the wasto-ergosum of obese mentality. Unfortunately, a huge reason for the existential meltdown will be how obese people want obesity to be considered not only normal, but a preferred state of being, worthy of its own spatial disease status, that is, metabolic disorder that warrants taxpayer support. What happens when no parent raises their kids to take care of their own parents? Parents wonder why kids don't respect the elderly. What happens when no employee wants to invest in his own company? All companies become worth less. What happens when everybody wants free medical care, unhealthy lives, and no homework? You have no medical